morning. We're glad to have everybody here this morning. It is a little cooler than it was yesterday, but it's still not awful. Maybe it won't rain on us much in the day. But it's that time of year here in Kentucky, and so you know how it goes. It can be 80 one day and 30 tomorrow. That's what we got. But it is definitely good to be here with you in the house of the Lord here at Liberty Baptist. We're glad that you all chose to come here. You can be anywhere, and we're glad you're here. Just make sure everyone knows the restrooms are down that hall on the corner is the men's, and down that hall on the corner is the women's, and we have another one in the fellowship hall. So feel free if you need to. Let's go to one word of prayer. Father, as we come, we thank you for this time that we get to be in your house, where we get to sing, we can worship, we get to study and learn and grow in our knowledge and understanding of you. Father, I pray that you would just speak to us today, and that we would definitely feel your presence, Lord, in this place. In your precious name we pray and we ask. Amen. Well, let's stand as we go to the Lord in time of worship. My choir members, come on up. Marlena is going to give us the first song.
Let's turn to page 533.
533, as the choir members come on up. 533.
Oh,
And so we get to be treated with her. She's going to sing special for us. Marlena, take it away.
I've got a reason to smile, to have my share of heartaches, to walk through some trials. Yesterday's gone, the world just spinning. God has got a new beginning. I'm waving goodbye to the past. There ain't no need to worry, 'cause troubles they don't last. Joy down deep, melody ringing, everybody gonna hear me singing. It's another day, another chance, new mercy from the Father's hand. With everything that's in me, I stand and say, thank God for another day. Some call it crazy, I know, to wake up every morning with a brand new song of hope. That's how it is, you've been forgiven. Take a breath and keep on living. It's another day, another chance, new mercy from the Father's hand. With everything that's in me, I stand and say, thank God for another day. Oh, more faithful than the rising sun, His grace is always more than enough. For another day, another chance, new mercy from the Father's hand. With everything that's in me, I stand and say, another day, another chance, new mercy from the Father's hand. With everything that's in me, I stand and say, thank God for another day. Thank God for another day.
Thank you, Marlena. Taylor is going to be taking out the children's church. If you want your child to go, now's the time. For the rest of us, you can go ahead and turn to Ezekiel chapter 36. Ezekiel is one of the major prophets. We break them down into major and minor, not because one's more important than the other, but because the major prophets are your first four after the Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel were the first three. Those are major prophets because they have larger books, not because they're more important. We'll be in chapter 36 today of Ezekiel, chapter 36. If you've got the bulletin, there's an insert in there that has the sermon notes for today's outline, if you want to follow that or take notes or anything. If you didn't get a bulletin, they're on the table at the front.
Lectures.
Today we're going to be talking about the mercy of God. We're going to be looking at several different aspects of that. Mercy isn't always a popular concept unless you're the one asking for it. Right? Then, of course, it's really sought after. If you're the one that needs mercy, then we all think it's a good thing. It was said that a mother once approached Napoleon seeking a pardon for her son. The emperor replied that the young man had committed a certain offense twice, and justice demanded death. But I don't ask for justice, the mother explained. I plead for mercy. But your son does not deserve mercy, Napoleon replied. Sir, the woman cried, it would not be mercy if he deserved it. And mercy is all I ask for. Well then, the emperor said, I will have mercy. And he spared the woman's son. This comes from experiencing God's forgiveness. So, this story shows us that mercy is not a very popular thought. I mean, the emperor was like, he don't deserve mercy. Right? He was a criminal. He was going to be punished for it. But that's the thing about real, true mercy is none of us really deserve mercy. When you decide to take mercy on somebody, it's not because they deserve it, it's because you take what on them? Pity. You have pity on them. You feel for them. You understand that, they're not going to be able to overcome whatever has happened. And so you take pity on them and show mercy. It's kind of like maybe debt forgiveness, right? Sometimes we can get into something where we get over our heads, and then sometimes the program comes along and you can, that's mercy. You don't deserve it because you should be paying your bills, right? Or at least that's the way it's thought about. But mercy, that's what we're going to be thinking about. Not just any kind of mercy. We're going to be thinking about the mercy of God today. If you read with me, we're going to be reading in Ezekiel chapter 36, verses 22 through 32. Verse 22, therefore, say to the house of Israel, thus says the Lord God, I do not do this for your sake, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which you have profaned among the nations, wherever you went. And I will sanctify my great name, which has been profaned among the nations, which you have profaned in their midst, and the nations that shall know that I am Lord, says the Lord God, when I am hallowed in you before their eyes. For I will take you among the nations, I will take you from among the nations, gather you out of all countries, and bring you into your own land. Then I will sprinkle clean water on you, and you shall be clean. I will cleanse you from all your filthiness and from all your idols. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. I will take the heart of stone out of your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you will keep my judgments and do them. Then you shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers. You shall be my people, and I will be your God. I will deliver you from all your uncleanness. I will call for the grain and multiply. I will bring no famine upon you, and I will multiply the fruit of your trees and the increase of your fields, so that you need never again bear the reproach of famine among the nations. Then you will remember your evil ways and your deeds that were not good, and you will loathe yourselves in your own sight, and for your iniquities and your abominations. Not for your sake I do this, says the Lord God. Let it be known to you. Be ashamed and be confounded for your own ways, O house of Israel. Let's pray. Father, as we read your word, Lord, help us to understand what you're speaking to us today. Lord, help us to listen, to have ears, to hear what you have us hear. Lord, help us to see all the different types of aspects that we can see in the Scripture about your mercy. And how you show this mercy to people. In the precious name we pray and we ask. Amen. So, there's a few things we're going to touch on in here that we may not look at a lot. But we are going to see some things about how God shows mercy, and some of this is why as well. But we see that God shows mercy, first off, because of His character. More than once in these set of verses, He says, what? I do it for my name's sake. His name is His character. It's His reputation. God is always holy. God is always right. He is always just. And He is always perfect. Also, we see that He's always loving. He's always compassionate. He's always forgiving. And this is the essence of His character. This is His essence. This is His character. And He has to be true to Himself. Unlike you and me, God cannot, will not ever go against Himself. He will always be true, as we say here in America, right? True, be true to yourself. Well, God will and cannot go against who He is. And so, because of this, we see that He will show mercy. Not because we always deserve it. Israel did not deserve it. A little bit of background of where we are. Ezekiel is one of the prophets that came at the beginning and during the Babylonian exile. Right now on Wednesday nights we are studying Daniel. So Ezekiel is what we would call one of Daniel's contemporaries. Meaning they lived at the same time. Wrote at the same time. Another one of their contemporaries would be Jeremiah. They all, at one point or another, were alive at the same time. And so this is during this time of exile. This time of punishment. And so, in this particular set of verses, God is showing them that even in your midst of your punishment, even in the midst of all that's going on, that I've allowed Babylon to come in, destroy your nation, destroy your capital, destroy my temple, that I still will show mercy to you. Not because you deserve it. Because if you realize, even though they spent 70 years in Babylon, you come out and you have people like Ezra and Nehemiah that come and rebuild the city and rebuild the temple, you still have some people who are not living right, who are not following God, because you have the book of Malachi who comes right at the same time as Ezra and Nehemiah after the Babylonian exile. And Malachi is not a very warm and fuzzy kind of book. And so even though that this particular chapter points mainly to Christ's rule and His reign and the culmination of the promises that He has promised Israel, that's where most of this particular, what we're reading, points to, we can still see a lot of very pertinent points that apply to all people. So even though it is mainly focusing on Christ's reign when that happens, and the culmination of bringing Israel, which what you have to remember is who's part of Israel? The church, because we were grafted in as a part of God's people. But this can be taken, we can get something out of it for just everybody. And so when God shows mercy, He shows it because of His character. Because as we see here, Israel didn't deserve it. They still don't deserve it. Guess what? Church, we don't deserve it either. Because most of us fail more often than we'd like to admit. We do, we're people. Now, I'm not saying that to sweep it under the rug. But God knows that. Yeah, there's consequences sometimes. Israel had to face the consequence, didn't they? They had to face Babylon. They had to face family members dying, their houses destroyed, being moved to a foreign country against their will. There's consequences. But God is still a God of mercy. And He don't always show it because you deserve it, because I deserve it. But He does it because of who He is. Of who He is. Verse 22 says, "Therefore say the house of Israel," He's speaking to Ezekiel, "Thus says the Lord God, I do not do this for your sake. You don't deserve this mercy. I do it because I'm a good God. I'm a just God. But for my holy name's sake, for the sake of my reputation, for the sake of who I am, I do this." And He repeats it down in verse 32. "And I will sanctify my great name. I will make it holy. I will let people know who I am, which has been profaned among the nations." You know, the way Israel was living, they were profaning His name. We also call that sometimes blaspheming or take it in vain. And it wasn't just because they were saying, "Oh my." But they were going against everything that He had, everything that He taught them and shown them in His Word. They were following pagan gods, pagan laws, pagan rituals, and they were making a mockery of the God that loved them. God will always make sure His name is known. Whether we are part of it or not. Sometimes, whether we're willing to be part of it, we'll be a part of it. It says here at the end of verse 23, because "And the nations shall know that I am the Lord, says the Lord God, when I am hallowed in you before their eyes." I'm showing mercy in you so I can get glory out of your life. That's our main purpose as Christians, is so God can get glory out of us. And then in verse 24, He talks about taking them from among the nations. That's when He's gathering them back up. That's, like I said, it's speaking to its culmination. But we're a part of this now. We get to get gathered up too. Maybe not exactly the way Israel is, but we get to be gathered up. We get to be a part of this eternal plan because of our faith in Jesus Christ. So God shows mercy because of His character, because of who He is. Israel didn't deserve it. They don't deserve all the promises that He's given them through Scripture, and the church don't need it. We don't either. We can look at the Israelites from back then. We can look at Israel and Jewish people today, and we can say, "You missed it. You missed it. You missed it. You missed it." But guess what? How often do we miss it? We miss it a lot. I do. I miss it all the time. I completely miss opportunities that He gives me to grow in my faith and in my relationship with Him. I miss opportunities to speak about Him to other people. I miss it sometimes. I miss biblical truths that should be obvious sometimes. Because I'm human. And we're going to see what that means here in just a minute. Get ahead of myself. But God shows mercy because of His character. We also see in this Scripture that God shows mercy through salvation. This is one of those prophetic, pointing to Jesus passages. Because even though, like I said, this is culmination of everything with Israel during Christ's reign, it also points to the salvation you have to have in Jesus. How do you have a new heart and a new spirit? How are you going to be His God? He's going to be your God and you be His people?
Accept Jesus.
Because of faith in the gift that Jesus freely gave. That's it. That's it. There's only one way we can escape judgment and be made new. Right? Because they were in the middle of their physical, temporal judgment, but it is always pointing to the eternal judgment, the spiritual judgment that comes from sin. And the only way to escape it is faith in God. And in the Old Testament, it was a future faith. It was a looking toward the Messiah to come, to fulfill everything. But you also had to keep the law. It was a two. It was a faith plus the law kind of thing. But it was also always looking forward to the Messiah. Because without the Messiah, none of that would have held together. And that's what we see now. Jesus, of course, being the Messiah. So it's always about faith in God because of the Messiah. Whether it was pre or post. And so now, we don't have to carry the law. We don't have to carry out the law. We don't have to do those things because He has fulfilled it. We're not looking forward to the fulfillment. It's been fulfilled in His perfect life here on earth. And in His death, burial, and resurrection. It's the gospel in a nutshell. And this is one of the ways God shows mercy. God shows mercy through salvation. Giving us a new heart. Taking out the old. Right? We see it through Paul's teachings. You know, we've made songs about it. One of the most popular ones around here is a song called Two Coats. It's one of my wife's favorites because it was one of her grandma's favorites. And I don't know the song, so I ain't going to hum a bar. I know it, but I don't know it well enough to do that. But it's a good song. Marlena, I know you know it. But right, we make songs about this. Taking off a bad heart, getting a new heart, the old spirit and the new spirit, becoming, we once were an old creation, now we're a new creation. The only way that happens is Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And yes, Ezekiel, through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, was looking forward to that. Everything was held. Everything that was done in the Old Testament, the law, the rituals, their faith in God was held together because Jesus was coming. And He was going to die for their sins just like He died for our sins. And that's what we have to realize, is that the Old Testament is always pointing to Jesus. But we see, as Ezekiel speaks in verses 26 and 27, I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. I will take the heart of stone out of your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. I will put my spirit. Does that ring any bells? Come on. We have to see these connections. I will put my spirit in you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you will keep my judgments and do them. We know now that we have the Holy Spirit within us. From that moment of conversion, that moment of salvation, where the Holy Spirit comes in and makes us new. Without the Holy Spirit, you can't be new. He has put His Spirit within us. And I want you to see that because that salvation is the biggest act of mercy that God could have ever shown us. We call it grace because we didn't earn it. That's what grace means. It's an unmerited favor. And it is grace, but it's mercy too. Because we sure don't deserve it. We didn't earn it. You can't earn it. God showed mercy. He knew that we couldn't do it. We'd never do it. He knew Israel never would be able to fulfill all that they should. And He knows that we won't either. And that's why He promised His Holy Spirit. And even with His Spirit, sometimes, guess what? We still miss it, don't we? We do. Because we choose to do what the Bible calls grieving and quenching the Holy Spirit. We go against Him. We feel that tug. We know He's leading us in a certain direction. And what do? like my little toddler, or sometimes my 7-year-old. No, I ain't going. He'll take me by the hand, he'll say, that way. That way. You don't want to go the way we're going, he wants to go that way, wherever's there that he wants. And that's what we do. We let go of the Holy Spirit's hand, so to speak, and we say that way.
We're stubborn.
We are. Some more than others. But we have to see that salvation is merciful.
Yes.
You don't deserve it. You know what we deserve? You know what Clay deserves? Clay deserves hell. I deserve hell for the rest of my existence after I die. That's what I deserve. I deserve to rot in misery from the inside and from the outside, as the Scriptures tell us. The worm devours from the inside and the fire burns from the outside. I deserve hell. I deserve it. I'm a miserable person. We'll get to that in just a minute. But salvation is mercy. God freely gives it. Nothing you can do to earn it. He wants to give us a new heart because of Christ. We also see that God shows mercy in providing for His people. Like I said, a lot of this is the culmination of the promise of gathering Israel together. But God has always provided for His people. We don't always look at that as mercy, do we, folks? We don't always look at provision. We feel like it's a need. He's meeting our needs, and that's what He does through His provision a lot of times. He meets your needs. But because of that, especially those of us that are a little bit younger, we've grown up in this age of entitlement. And we feel like we deserve it. We are entitled to it. It's my right. And so we transfer that to God. That His provision is no longer mercy, but it's deserved, or it's a right. It's my entitlement. But it's not. God's provision is mercy. You don't deserve it. You'll never deserve it. I won't deserve it. I don't deserve to have the wardrobe that I have. I don't deserve to have a full belly as often as I have a full belly. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because there's those out there that don't. And you're no more deserving than they are. But you're blessed because of where you live and whose you are. And something we've missed as Americans, and this is just an insert, this is an add-on. You know why you're blessed? You know why God says that you're supposed to work and you're supposed to be blessed? So you can give it away. Not all of it, but probably more than we do. And this is going to be a plug for the little boy that we adopted as a church. I talked to Heather quite a bit. And I'm not doing this to manipulate you, I'm just letting you know that a lot of times we barely have enough money to send him each month. And it's like $30-some a month. Out of all of you, and I know you tithe, this is above your tithe. But we as a church, the youth decided, our kids decided they wanted to do this. And we barely have enough money to send him each month. Even in this church, that should be an indictment against us as God's people. Because that is a ministry that not only clothes, feeds, and sends him to school, but it is a ministry that spreads the gospel. Called Compassion International. And we have his little box sitting out there. Now, I'm not here to manipulate you. That's between you and God if you give money or not. But do you see that He provides for us? And it's His provision. Don't hoard it up. We're to be generous. He wants to be generous to you. We should want to be generous to others. Especially for His name's sake. To spread the gospel. To show people how much He cares and loves. That's just one example of how He provides for His people. Yes, He can supernaturally provide for every one of us, and I'm sure there's been a time, or there may be a time in your life where He does. Supernaturally provide. Or something happened that should not have happened when you knew that it needed to happen. And then there's times that He uses His people. I've shared with you that there's been times in my life where I have been unemployed several different times. The longest of those was once I was unemployed for 10 months in a row. And there were times that we didn't think we was going to make it. You know, I had unemployment coming in, but it ain't as much as your paycheck. And I didn't make a whole lot to start with. But you know, God provided. I didn't deserve that. I didn't. There were times that people would shake my hand and leave a 50 in it or a check in it at church and different places when I'd see them. And a lot of times they didn't even know my situation, but God told them I needed that money. He provides for us.
Yes.
We have to be willing to let Him use us to show that provision to others. And there was times that people would give money to Pastor Tommy Reed, and then he'd call me. He did this at least once. He called me in, and it was a big sum of money. The amount ain't important. It's just that someone was listening to God, because I didn't broadcast this. Only a close few people knew that I was not poor. That's that little bit of pride I had. But God knows your struggles. God knows when you're in need. And guess what? You don't deserve any of His blessings. You don't deserve any of His favor. You don't deserve His mercy. But it's just like the woman told Napoleon, if that's a true story, it wouldn't be mercy if you deserved it. It wouldn't be mercy if we deserved it. We don't. We don't deserve any of His blessing, any of His favor. As a nation, because guess what? He blesses nations. Maybe He can curse them too. But He blesses nations. He don't just bless the saved. You know what? It rains on the just and the unjust. When He blessed Israel, everybody was blessed, even the ones that didn't really believe. But when He brought judgment on everyone, even the ones that did follow Him faithfully. Like Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel. God shows mercy in providing for His people. I want you to realize, church, that His provision is merciful. You don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. We don't deserve it, church.
No. Only God does.
He does it for His name's sake. He does it because He's righteous and holy, and because He is love. I want you to hear that. He does it for His sake. It isn't selfish when it's God, because when He does it for His sake, it encompasses His whole character. And in that character are things like love and kindness and compassion and forgiveness. You remember Jonah? One of the reasons he didn't want to go to Nineveh, in chapter 4, we found out why he didn't want to go to Nineveh, why he ran to start with. Because he said things like this, that I knew you were a God of tender kindness and loving mercies. And that if they repented, you'd forgive them. And he was mad at God for that. Baby, I'm glad that we have a God that is loving and caring and tender. And that's why He does things, because He can't deny Himself. He is a righteous and a holy and a just God, but He is a God that is loving and caring and compassionate and forgiving as well. And that's why He does this. It's just like Romans 5:8, one of my favorite verses. While we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. You don't deserve Christ's sacrifice. You don't deserve God's love and provision. It's mercy. It's mercy. We need to see it as such. That way we don't take advantage of it. We don't feel like that when He doesn't provide the way and how we think He should, when we think He should, that He's wrong with us. Right? Because that's what we do. That God is wrong with us. No. If He showed mercy to you once in your life, that's enough. If the only thing God ever did was send Jesus to die for your sins, and He never did anything else, that's enough, church. God shows mercy in providing for His people. We also see that God shows mercy because people are desperately evil. We're desperately evil. Don't believe the lie that everybody's born naturally good. he is a prime example. I love him to death. He's precious in my eyes. He's sweet as a rose on a summer day, but then, man, he's the devil, too. He can, just as right after he says, I love him, Daddy, and gives me a kiss, he stabbed me in the back. Literally, sometimes. While we keep the knives away. But he didn't learn that. The good is what he's learning. We're naturally evil. We are. It starts from a young age. To close out this passage that we're reading, Ezekiel says in verses 31 and 32, then, in verse 31, then you'll remember your evil ways and your deeds that were not good, and you will loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and your abominations, and he repeats himself, not for your sake do I do this, says the Lord God in verse 32. Let it be known to you, be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Israel. And sometimes we need that, church. We want feel-good, warm, fuzzy messages from our master. And I try to give those to you as much as possible. Because I want you to be encouraged in your faith. I want you to feel like God loves you and cares for you. He died on the cross for you, and He wants you to live for Him. But sometimes we need to realize that with the choices we make, there will be shame. Sin will always bring shame, guilt, even hatred of ourselves. What do you think? Suicide is so high right now. You hear about suicide, it seems like all the time. In our area, and nationally, globally, depression. And I'm not talking about chemical imbalances and things. I'm talking about life getting us this way. But sin will always bring shame, guilt, and even hatred of ourselves. And sometimes we got to realize that, church. Now you don't need to stay there, because you'll become self-destructive, and that becomes pride in itself. Because who are you going to think about when you're doing this stuff? You. It's a negative kind of pride, but it's pride. But sometimes we got to go there, like God said. We need to remember that, that's where we were. That's who we are sometimes. And that's why we need Him. It's because we can't be this glowing example that He wants us to be. What we see is that God acted by sending Jesus to die on the cross, not because we deserve it, but because He is holy and good. And without the goodness and love of our great and holy God, we would all be lost. Because we're wretched. There's a show that Heather's brother introduced me to once. And it's called Wretched, a Wretch. And the one thing that he says at the beginning of his show is, I'm the wretch the song talks about. Guess what? We all are. We're wretched. And without the mercy of God, we got no chance, church. No chance. But thank goodness that He is true to Himself, and it's not for your sake, not for my sake, because if it was for my sake, He'd never started this. But for His sake, for His name's sake, for His reputation, for His character. Because He is just and holy, and also because He is loving and compassionate and forgiving, that He does this, that He shows His mercy, that He does it through salvation, that He does it by providing for people. And because we are desperately evil, we'll never be good for ourselves. Never. Why do you think He did it through faith? Because He knew you'd never be good enough. We can't do it. We just can't. That's why we need God. That should give you hope. I know it's kind of discouraging to hear you can't do it, right? Because we have all these slogans like "just do it" or "you can do it." Yeah, in that movie, people always quote that. But when it comes to spiritual matters, to a relationship with God, to being able to enter into heaven, you can't do it. And why should you find hope in that? Because there's a God that can and did. And He did it for you. We need, for those of us that are saved and have made that decision, have responded to the Spirit's call, we need to remember that. We need to remember that He showed mercy upon the world by sending Jesus into it. And that's the only chance anyone has. We need to remember that, church. That He is still merciful to us, as He gives us much more than we ever will deserve. Now let's go out here encouraged, because we have a merciful God that loves us and that will never change. Ever. Let's pray. Father, as we've done, we thank you for your message. Lord, we thank you for your word. I pray that we realize how merciful you are and that you love us. And it's not for our sake, it's for your sake. Because you are a God of love, you are a God of righteousness and justice. And we thank you for that. Thank you for being a merciful God. Father, help us to accept that mercy and to live as people who show mercy like you do. Father, someone's here that does not know you. May this be the day they receive for the first time your mercy through your salvation.